Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed that first part of the journey to Red Hand's Cave. We're just about to make our way up to the car park and have a piss stop. Just behind this little platform you have a revegetation area, and I'm getting a strong sense for this camera to pan down. I don't know what it is. Whatever Aboriginal spirits are around here, they're connecting with me. They're telling me to pan down. I think that's why. They know something's going on here with these times, these saltwater dream times. You just think 500 to 1600 years ago, in this little bit under this rock, with all these stencils, there would have been a whole bunch of Aboriginal kids and adults doing all this. And yet I'm here now, all that time later, watching their beautiful artwork. Amazing stuff. While we're on the subject, I might as well show you guys, as we're walking up to the toilets, the hat that's very sweaty I've got on today. We have the God will judge our enemies, we'll arrange the meeting. And see this Parcam Parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. And the shades for today, they are the knockoffs. I've got the rose golds, 30-25 replicas for the Top Gun glasses that Tom Cruise used in the movie Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Used to be able to get these really cheap, these knockoffs, these Ray-Ban knockoffs, off eBay. They used to sell them anywhere from $2 to $6, but they don't do them anymore. I don't know why. I'd say they were breaking all the time because the hinges on them are pretty weak, but I buy them more so for the lenses, because when you do take pictures, and we do take a lot of pictures, Jules and myself, you need lenses that really stand out, that pop when you're taking those photographs. Alright, I've got to catch up to Jules, have a bit of a rest up here, and then we've got to try to find this trail that heads off into the bush on our right, and it goes right down to Kanuka Creek. We then have to turn left once we reach the creek and head up to Grey Hat Falls, which is also known as Tin Hat Falls or Kanuka Falls, and Crayfish Pool, which I mentioned at the start of the Red Hands video, that was discovered, it is said to be discovered in the 1970s, I gather, by white man. I'm sure the Aboriginals of this area used it for many a day to cool off and swim and to enjoy life back when there was no white settlement here in Australia. So we're coming up on Red Hand's car park. When we saw that sign at the start of the day that said 13 kilometres, I think that meant the drive around. So you could get to Red Hand's cave and do a really short walk. I think it's only 1 kilometre long. If you didn't want to walk what we have just done, drive the 13 kilometres around, and you will have to navigate dirt roads. So be mindful, if you've got a nice car, you might get stone chips and whatever else. So there's the map there. And now we have to continue along this track and look out for a trail on the right hand side. Now we have to come back here, Jules, and go down here to do the loop track to go back home? don't you remember with Charlotte? It says link track there. So we have to go left this way. So we've got to come back down to here. So we're going to head up this fire trail here, or the road, and we're going to try to find a track on the right hand side which will take us down to Grey Hat Falls. But once we complete that and make our way back up to the track, which is 450 metre gain, we've got to turn left, come down to this car park here, and then head back home this way. So unfortunately, we'll be going back down to the lower Red Hands car park and having to walk a little bit further up the road because we're not going to go back to where the workmen are. So this will take us to the lower car park, so West Sweet. Yeah, that closed off is where we had to turn left, remember? Where we went through the wire meshing and the meshing, so we have to turn right there. And all it's going to do is it's going to take us down to the lower car park. So we're going to have to do a little bit more of a road walk. So anyway, let's head up here. There's only one track that it can really be on the right hand side. I'll start filming once we start heading down. So we're not too far up from Red Hands car park. We've got this little section here that heads into the bush, and it does look like the right way to go. And you've got another section here, but this looks like more for a four-wheel drive than it does a walking trail. If you've noticed, I put these big trees, dead trees over the roadway here. And it did say, from what I was reading up, that there would be a car park on the left-hand side of it. I don't think that's a car park. We're going to head up a little bit further because we have to come back down this way anyway. I don't want to go into the bush there and having to come back up and then head up this road. We'll walk this road for a little bit further, see if we come across something on the left-hand side here where you can park cars and then head down a trail. Let's see how we go with that. So my hunch was right. Where those big trees were that were blocking the roadway down there with four-wheel drives, that's not where you turn right. If you notice here, this is what you need to look for. So if you're coming along Red Hands Cave roadway, look out for this car park here on your right. And once you get to this point where you can park your car, you see the well-worn goat track here on the right-hand side. So this is where we need to head to go down to Grey Hat Falls. So be mindful. So if this is the way you'd be coming with your vehicle. So if you're coming this way, that's the view you'll have. You'll see the three trees there, and you've got a massive car park here. Pull in there, and directly across from it, you've got this goat track. So this now will lead us down to Kanuka Creek, and then we have to head up to Grey Hat / Tin Hat / Kanuka Falls and Crayfish Pool. We are off the beaten track now. No more signs. We are winging it from here. These are the calls you have to make. So down a little bit further on this track, we get to this point here. The track looks like it continues that way, but to head down to Kanuka, you know, we're starting to go down this way. So you would like to think that this is the right way. Whether or not it is, you don't know. So it's a bit of guesswork here. But if you see that sticks are snapped into two from where footsteps have been, that's how it is. But we must be a fair way away from the actual creek we have to walk up, because I hear no waterfall. And that might not even be flowing. You know, we may not be as lucky as we were. Well, this is definitely the track, so that is the way, chaps. If there's any sign that you can see up there, not really. There's no arrows on this one, no ribbons around any trees. But we might not be as lucky to... Oh, there's the creek, okay. So we've reached the creek already. No, that's not the one that we need to be. I think we keep on walking along the track. It's a long, fair way. Didn't we see an hour and a half? Or was that an hour and a half the roadway? That would have been the roadway. Anyway, keep on following this track. I think this creek leads into another main one. Because once we come to a T intersection with a creek running, you wouldn't think it's up that way. The track continues along here. So. Look at all these rocks. The Aboriginals. No handprints or anything there, Julesy. Just keep a lookout underneath. See if you can see anything. You may come across something. Yeah, maybe it was the other track. So you notice here we've come across this rock and it's got an arrow that says up. So remember when we started heading down, maybe the right way was to head along and come this way. Although people have come along there, look at that, that's a well-worn goat track there. Anyway, there's a little bit of blue paint here. So it's telling you to head up here. Whether or not that's an easier way or not, I don't know. But that's a good sign. Someone has engraved something on that rock, notifying us that we are heading the right way. A little bit further along from that arrow, which was just up there, you'll see this big ass rock. Make your way down here and start to head under some of these huge rocks here that have been wallowed out. But so far, touch wood, I don't want to put the mocker on us. This is basic compared to the straight down descent of Lagoon Creek and Weenie Gap. This is very easy so far. And yeah, no, that's still nice. This is just like some of the walks in the Blue Mountains. Like if you're doing the Grand Canyon with the stairs, this is what this looks like to me. So even though this is an elevation gain of 450 meters, I think I read, look at the beautiful ferns. It looks like an easier elevation gain, whereas it's not straight up, it zigzags a little bit. Look at this beautiful mouse area. Did you get a few pictures down through here with the greenery, Jules? Oh, did you? Very beautiful. Okay, over this broken bit of log. Yeah, I'll go back in front of you if you're getting spider webs here. There's a lot of spider webs and it is humid, let me tell you. It should start getting cooler once we get lower and lower. Once we get closer to this creek, the coolness factor should start to kick in. But at the moment, it's very hot and humid. We have dropped down a number of sections. We were up on top of that rock there. And if you notice here on my left, there is a bit of a drop, so I would be careful here. There was a rock collapse just up there where the earth has given way. And I gather whatever creek that is, it's down there. We have to reach Kanuka Creek, if that's what it's called. That could be, it could flow into it, but I'm not sure if that's it. But the track continues. There is a walking track. I just think it's that dangerous. That's the reason why the Blue Mountains National Parks hasn't put any signs up guiding tourists down here, because there's no stone steps. You know, they would have to do remedial work along here, maybe put in a rail along here. It is enter at your own risk type of thing. That way they wouldn't be liable, I gather. Without any signs, you can't blame the Blue Mountains National Parks for your mishaps down here. Which is fair enough. All that crap about, you know, tripping over pavers on Corsos and suing councils, absolute bullshit in my opinion. Take responsibility for the way you walk and where you go. So you see the cliff tops, the mountains above us. There's one up there and one up here, and we are starting to descend down, and we can hear something in the distance, some sort of water running. That's the first sound that we've heard along here for a long time. A bit of bird life happening now, but back up there we couldn't hear a thing. So this might be a creek, a trickling of water down here. No, I think you're right, because this is a good drop. Nice pickup, Jules. Because down, I was going to say, getting down there is going to look pretty hard. Nice pickup. Yeah, exactly. I think someone has missed the track and they've gone down here, and you see where it's well worn there and the track rejoins over there. But Julie, with her eagle eye, has picked up that we need to head down here. It's hard when I'm filming because all I'm looking is straight to try to film. We've got a few steps down here. So far, it's been a pleasant journey. This bit here, we are going to have to walk back up again. So let's just take an aspect view of what this bit looks like there. See, we're going to have to climb up and walk over that way. 2 of these walks in 2 weeks, when I promised Julie there'll be no more 20k walks. Ooh. This way. Yeah, because I've seen the track from up the top there. This way over here probably just takes us back the way we came, or up that creek again. I could see the track heading along this way. Again, Jules, we've got to be mindful once we get to this point that we need to head up. Did you mark something? So all these broken trees maybe, or someone's put that rock down there. So see, notice how I've come here. See, this is where we have to head up. You wouldn't think that this is where we would have to head up. You would think that you'd have to continue this way. But this is the rock that we're going to remember, and we're going to head up that way. This, my friends, is what you need to be looking at if you are watching these videos and thinking about doing these explores. You've got to know your surrounds, because we don't have maps. You know, I've got my compass to lead us out, but it's more noticing things and memory bank type things, which for experienced people it's easy, but if you're doing it for the first time, you know, like for me, I can't really swim that well. If I was to go in the water, I don't know which way the rip runs, or you know, which part of the beach is safe. So that's something that I have no idea about, and I wouldn't even venture on doing. But this kind of shit, man, I was doing this shit when I was a young child. We were making caves and grass cubbies. As I said, when I first seen First Blood in 1982, I was 11 years of age. Who didn't want to go buy a knife and then hit the bush and try to find waterfalls, like that waterfall in the start of First Blood where he rides the motorbike up it. So here is a little bit risky. It's a really slippery log, but you do have this bit here to hold on to. Oh, look at it down through there. Now this reminds me a little bit of the walk a fortnight ago. So be mindful, we're going to have to come straight back up here. Any leeches, Jules? That's the last thing we need. If we have leeches, I won't hear the end of it from Jules. She hates leeches. Absolutely hates them. The only thing she probably hates more is me organising these type of bushwalks. I don't think she's a huge fan of them. She's more of the, you know, get in, get out type thing, enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, this is slippery here. And my backpack's getting caught. This is very risky here. Can you understand now why someone only found this in the 1970s? Why anyone would think to climb down here. Well done, Julie. Should I keep on filming down here? It looks pretty risky. It looks pretty risky. And I've got my backpack on, which means I'm going to get caught in a second. GoPro? Yeah, but the problem is they don't look very good. I watched those scootering videos, you know, Saundesi and Jack Doubt, and they put those GoPros on and the aspect sucks. It's shit house. I like it when they're actually filming from the side and stuff like that. So I have thought about that. It would be a lot easier for me, but I don't think the aspect for the viewers would be as good. Because I'm always thinking about the loyal followers, Jules. I love those guys. Okay, we're just coming up to it now. I've seen the top of Grey Hat. Be interesting to see how full this pool is. Wow, this is going to be... Do we start heading up? Yeah, I think it's up this way. To get around this section that's been flooded with debris down here. Now to see all the twigs and everything when there's been torrential rain has brought it all down. There it is. There's your sandy beach. It looks exactly the way I saw it in the pictures. Nothing much has changed. How do we get down to that sandy beach? Wow, maybe we did have to go the other way, Jules. I don't know. The track continues up this way. Something over here. Oh wow, this is like Blackfellow's hand. This is the way it was concaved with the handprints. What a stunning area. Oh, Grey Hat's at its best today. When I seen pictures, it didn't look like that. So I'd say people have been making campfires here. Here we go. Got a whole bunch of inscriptions. Graffiti, call it what you will. Charcoal, they found charcoal and they've written all their names. Julie, you should be proud of yourself. You're one of a few people that has come down to Grey Hat. Okay, what we're going to try to do though, we're going to try to get onto that sandy beach. So once we take a few pictures and video from down here, we'll head back along the track, get down to that sandy beach. I then know that you can walk along that embankment, and there's a cave just in there. I want to get into that cave before we start heading home. The boomerangs have once again made me proud. Saltwater Dreamtime 2 and the Saltwater Dreamtime 1. Optimus Prime and the red for Starscream. No broken straps. Stunning. Jules is taking pictures. If you come down here, Jules, be careful, there's a loose rock right here. That, my friends, is Grey Hat Falls, also known as Tin Hat and Kanuka Falls. Stunning. This also down here is known as Crayfish Pool, from what I just saw. Be careful though. Oh. What do you think? Worth coming down? Beautiful what, sorry? It is nice with this swimming hole, the Crayfish Pool. Absolutely stunning. This would be one I would definitely say is worth coming down because it's relatively easy. Just drive to Red Hand's car park, Cave car park, the 13-kilometre trip all the way around, and then walk down to Red Hand's cave, which is a kilometre down. Have a look at that, and then as you're coming home, pull into that little car park I pointed out at the start of the video and take in this as well, so you can kill two birds with one stone. There's that little cave there. So what we're going to try to do is get back over to there. So maybe we can walk along here so we don't have to go back the way we came. You can see a track down there. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. See the little cave? How beautiful is it? That's what we've got to try to get into. So we'll go over to the sandy beach and you can walk along there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can climb on top of the falls. It's very risky getting up there, and there's nowhere else that I can see that you can do it. The only way is if I go back up maybe to where that other creek system was and walk along up the top here, but getting up there is rather hard. Oh, dreams have come true, my friends. Julie has decided to go for a swim. This is a first, apart from the TikTok pool that she walked through, but she's going to swim in Crayfish Pool. She didn't bring any costumes with her, so she's going to go in with Lorna Jane. Is it chilly? Oh. There she goes. Look at the goosebumps on her. Are you game enough to stand under the waterfall? She's just had her hair done the other day, so I don't think it's probably a wise idea. Push yourself up, babe. There's a few more rocks there. So she's going to swim over to the beach section over there, and then we're going to walk up to the beautiful cave. You notice the rope swing there. No sharks, only crayfish, yabbies. Woo! Just remember that Nepean River, babe. It's right across the road from you. You swim in that all the time. You ready? Yeah, get underneath the pool. Can I turn your phone back on again, but does it take fingerprints? How? What is it? Julesy has just had to give me a code for a phone, so I had to turn the camera away. That's as close as you're going to go? Look over the camera. Put one of those faces you put on a TikTok. Nice, all right. Yeah, like that, stay like that. All right. Okay, go for a swim, otherwise you'll catch chill. Wow, this is a surprise for me. I had no inkling that Jules was going to go for a swim. Nothing's going to eat you. Look at that. Swimming in Grey Hat Falls. You are a good swimmer though, aren't you? Jilly, come back for a swim this way. Come back this way where the waterfall is. That's too much. Too little, sorry. Go over to the pool, to the cave. You want to go over to the beach? All right. I'll come over there. What we'll do, we'll start walking along the eastern side of the track up there. We'll try to get into that cave pool. Unless you plan on jumping into the water down here, but it was pretty deep, it was up above Julie's thighs, I would suggest you come back along the track to get to this little sandy beach and down past this big ass rock. So you're heading back the same way you came, and you've got to head down here. You've got to walk up the creek a little bit. Hopefully it's not as deep down here, otherwise I don't think I'll be able to get over to there. I have to wait and see. No matter what, I'm going to do it, because the plan was to head into the cave. Straight up through there, you reckon? No, I'm going to have to cross the creek, hun. There's no way of doing it through there either. I'm going to have to cross here somewhere and get on the other side, the eastern side. So there's a bit of a stream through here. Now I've got Julie's shoes with me, and I'm holding her bag also, and I've got the camera in this hand. The last thing we need is any slippery rocks. Okay, this looks like a section through here. I'm coming, Julesy, just hang on. Relax and look beautiful. Oh, I needed two hands there. I don't think this is the way, although I'm going to make it work for me. I'm on top of this rock now, Jules. If I come up over this rock, have I helped myself any or not? Oh. So you managed to climb up, well done. Okay, let me turn this off. Let's set down your shoes and backpack here, and we'll make it over to that cave. Yeah. So that's the right way, guys, down through that way. Climb over the big rock that Julie was standing on. You'll come through here and you'll reach the little sandy beach. This is ideal, even if you had kids, to come down for a picnic or whatever else. You could sit down here all day. Look how far down you are. Imagine being the first person to find this back in the 70s when life was easy and free. Crayfish pool, eh? Did you see any crayfish? So the waterfall, to get pictures of the waterfall, it's better if you sit on those rocks there. So definitely go along the cliff there and get your pictures of the waterfall, because the picture from here I don't think is as nice as the close-up shots from over there. What's wrong?
Looks pretty good in here.
Does it look okay? Okay. So this is the way you can come down through here, but if you notice just here, it's above thigh deep. So if you don't mind going for a swim, you can enter it this way as well. It's a pretty deep pool though. Look at all these rocks that have collapsed. This one here. All these rocks have come down from a higher mountain over time. Whether that's landslips due to rain or seismic activity. Look at the tree here that's been washed down and it's been caught on that tree. So this must really flood here. You can only imagine some of the debris that comes off that fall, off those falls there, when this is totally in torrential rain. Imagine it just heading down there. You can see a lot of the stuff being caught in the trees. So that's what we have to do. Cross over here somehow, walk along there and get into that cave over there. So if you're here on the sandy beach, just turn around, look for this big ass rock, step over this log, and there is a track that people have used to head up. This part here is a little bit tricky. You can see all the debris that's been caught from the last flood here. Look at that, that's a perfect example. So this wouldn't have been here at some point. Oh no, I have my boomerangs are stuck. You're gonna, no Jules, to here is okay. Just that little bit you got to navigate. And here is the road. Trust me. Once you get to this bit here, you want my thongs? I'll give you my thongs. Look how high down, high up the cliff zone. Look how far down we are. Wow. That's a 450 metre elevation gain that we have to do. Come on, Amazon woman. I like your look with the hair out and barefoot. Jungle girl. Well done. Okay, let's head along this little track into what is the cave. We've got to be careful here, it's slippery. There's moss here, Jules, so anytime you think you need to put your shoes on, sit down somewhere and put them on. Because I don't... Oh, did you? Okay, well keep on coming then. I didn't realise you left them there. It's easy. You might get a leech or two. Are you happy with that? Nah, you'll be okay. I'm nearly there anyway. What an adventure. Started off waking up at 5 AM. Look at that. So you have to crawl under to get to the cave which is there. I'll wait for Jules. She's taking her time. She's not adept to bare feet or thongs like I am. Julie has rejoined the walk after some careful navigation. Very, very, I don't know how secure this rock is, and I don't even know if it's rock. Oh yeah, it is, that's okay. Yeah, spongy, be careful. Spongy, and I don't know if this cliff will collapse here, so be careful. You're going to have to crawl under, maybe get dirty, Jules. What? Spiders? It's what you're going to have to do to get this shot. Oh my goodness. Really? We're going to have to crawl through? Oh, no. Alright, I'm going to have to get dirty knees here. Mate, it's not easy being 6 foot plus and having to crawl through that little section there. You're going to have to go for another swim to clean your knees, Jules, on your Lorna Janes. Oh, I hope I can start lifting up my knees soon, because I don't want to really go through that mud.
Are you right?
Yeah, yeah. Is this the... Mate, we're not even near it yet. I can't see the rope swing. This is just the first bit to get around to it. Was there another way or not? No. Someone said to me, well, where I read, he said it was easy. This is not easy. This is dirty. Your backpack's going to get caught there. I like those noises you're making. I've heard those noises before. Well done. Well done. Mate, we'll go anywhere. We'll go anywhere. Okay, you see here, there's a footprint right there where someone's come up. This is dangerous, but this cave down here is inset a little bit, which means it's well worth coming here, because it's going to make a beautiful framed picture of the pool. Now this is the part you have to be really careful of. No room for mistakes here. Hopefully this tree will hold us. Oh no, I wouldn't depend too much on that tree. Wow, what an effort. Not easy, fellas. Don't put too much pressure on that, because you can see it ready to fall. You got it? I think that's strong enough. Oh, I don't think it is. Look, it's on that one up there. The roots are a little bit stronger. But... yeah, how about I help you? Yeah, where's the chivalry? Oh, look at that, babe. Unbelievable. No leeches. Don't worry about the leeches.
Oh, that's not a very good view.
We'll take a nice view with the camera, though. Once you sit right back in here.
I thought you could see the waterfall from there.
No, I don't think so. No, but I did see a picture. The waterfall's just around the corner here. I did see a picture of someone that sat right back on there, and he managed to get these jagged areas up the top here, and it looks really nice. So we'll give it a go. We'll take some pictures from here before we make it back to the beach over there. You're going to jump? It looks like a lot of rocks down there. I don't want you to do any injuries.
You know why that's there?
What? To go down slowly?
No, because it was up there, and it looks like it's had the swing on it and it's broke.
Oh, you reckon it's snapped off?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Like, why else would it have a rope
down the bottom there? You're right. It used to be part of a bigger tree. That was tied part to a bigger tree, and they've now retied it to that. It's not much of a rope swing. How far out can you get? You just take a run and jump. I'm not no expert with jumping into pools. It doesn't look like anything that I would do. Let's sit right back over here. Come on, sit down with me, Jess. Are you cleaning your hands? What's it down here? You're blocking the view. You're going to be able to get some great pictures from here. I'm already got my camera up just to the top. Yeah. Oh, you're already dirty. You're going to have another swim down there anyway. So. Yeah, look at that. I'm getting the frame of the cave and the pool. I'm blind as a bat. I can't see anything this close to my eyes. I've just got Julie to go back to the beach. She's taken some pictures of me in the cave, and I've taken some pictures of her from the cave back looking towards the beach. So that's it, fellas. I'm going to make my way back over to her, and then she's going to put on her shoes. I'm going to make the long journey back up to the Red Hands Cave Trail, I think it is, and then we're going to decide whether or not to do the 10-kilometre walk back along the trail, or whether or not we go back to the car park and go on that link track. So we'll determine once we get up the top there. Just again to remind you of what you're going to have to face if you come over and get some snaps from the cave. There's a lot of moss which is loose. There is rock below you, but it's very easily to topple down, and you're going to have to crawl under here. If you're a small guy, fair enough, but if you're quite tall, then you will have to get on your hands and knees. So I'm going to do this filming one last time through here. Oh. And my back, my tactical belt's getting caught. Just remember, I've got to go into a pub after this, and normally when I go into a pub, I'm so dirty and everyone is looking at me going, doesn't this guy shower? But they do not realise that what we love to do, I just whack my back so many times. What we love to do is, once we complete these walks, we love getting a feed. That's when we can look back and really know what we've accomplished. It looks so dark through there, I don't even know if the camera's picking it up. Yeah, from here on in, it should be relatively easy. One last pan around from on top of this rock. Show you how far down we are. Look at the slopes up the top on the waterfall there. So that's the other creek that comes down. So if you want to get on top of that waterfall, I would head over to where we see that creek intersecting down here on the track, follow it around, and you'll probably come up onto, it looks like a telegraph pole up there. I don't think it is, but it looks like it. We haven't seen any people yet, so we've had it all to ourselves this morning. Whether or not we find anyone coming down as we're coming up, we're yet to see. Beautiful. All right, that's it. Sayonara. Goodbye from Jules and myself. This has been a fun day today. There won't be any videos for a while. 2 weeks time we're off down south for a bit of a holiday. Jules's Christmas present to myself involves a bit of time away down there. Actually, we might do there is one thing that I want to do down there, but it's not set in stone yet. So there might be something from down there, but it might be a month before I upload again. So from down here at Grey Hat / Tin Hat / Kanuka Falls and Crayfish Pool, adios. So I've come back to this point where we've got this big petrified wood laying in the water, where the little docket was and the stick notifying the way up, because now I think of it, the track does continue along there, so if you're not good with directions, or if you can't remember, you would probably miss that little section there. So whoever's put that there has done the right thing. I'm just going to hop on this rock here and just show you how beautiful this swimming hole is. So if you do come down here and Grey Hat and Crayfish Pool is too busy, you can always come here. Picnic on that rock there, picnic on the other side there, and just swim in this one. See all these logs that have just come down into the water here. Such a serene, tranquil place. Here's another example here where Julie's headed up here, but she's known that it's not the right way. She just wanted to go see what's up there. But you have a track that leads up here, yet you have a track that leads up that way. So, whoa, you caught yourself well. Well done, excellent. That wasn't a fall, you caught yourself. Up this way. So there is tracks going up there. There's a little bit of a cave. So if you were down here lost and you needed shelter, there you go. Perfect place to hide under the cliff there. So we've got the big climb. Oh, instead of coming back down, we've got the big climb up now. But I don't feel less tired at all. Maybe because we did Lagoon Creek and Weenie Gap a fortnight ago, it's put us in the shape. I feel pretty confident. We're not that far down. This is not a 5-kilometre loop track back up to the trail there. Remember how steep that was. Look, this is like a zigzag. See how it zigzags up and it's... All right, I'll turn the camera on when we get up the top and see how much I'm huffing and puffing. Look at the hole in that rock. If you were standing on that rock, it looks like there's a gap where you can fall through. I know. Yeah, I know. There is. That was the hard part coming down. I think that is the hardest part coming back up again. So nice buns, Jules. So guys, if you remember, Julie continued walking straight and she's asking me if I'm sure. Well, Julie, I actually took a video and told the viewers we need to look for this rock that's on the ground and all this wood that's busted here. Julie would have continued to walk this way. So that's why I keep on telling you guys, check for markings on the ground. This is the way we came down here. So very easily, that's how easy it is. Just to walk up this track, be talking with your friends, forget about that thing that you're seeing on the way down and just continue walking along here. Look, the track continues down. Whether or not that comes back up, I have no idea, but we're going to go the way we came. Save ourselves any mishaps, because I don't think the lunch menu lasts any longer than 2 p.m. and Optimus Prime is rather hungry. So we've got to get to this Panther's Bolo up here at Glenbrook before 2 p.m. so we can sit down and enjoy a nice meal. So far, so good. Let's see if you remember some of the other markings we made, Julie, up here. I'm not quite sure if that's a mark there on the tree telling you to start heading up or you're on the right track, but we did see 6 people, 2 adults and 4 children coming down here for the first time. This is their first trip down here as well. So I've informed them about the cave, so maybe you'll see them post somewhere online, although I shouldn't maybe set to the cave because it is quite dangerous and they are kiddies, but their parents are there, they'll survey the situation. It's nice to see other people, and this was their first time, as I said, so they've found it online. I asked the young daughter who we came across first, who was rushing to get down there. She had a towel, they were going to go for a swim, and she said yeah, we found it online. So I wonder if they've parked in the car park up here. The gentleman asked me, "You're keen in thongs?" He was amazed that I'm walking in thongs, and then he says, "Have you done this track from the top in thongs?" And then I said to him, "Champ, I've walked from Ranch Avenue which is outside of the Blue Mountains National Park in Thongs, not just from the track up here. And he goes, not me. There's no way I'd be able to do that. And as I tell Julie, I feel so comfortable in flip-flops. They are an extension of my bare feet. If I was in shoes, I couldn't do it. I'd be slipping and sliding because I'm not used to wearing shoes. It's not that bad of a walk, is it, Jules, compared to the one we went straight up? It's zigzag, so Julie was saying don't count all your chickens yet before they've hatched. Well, this zigzag, so there's a lot of flat areas compared to the other one we walked straight up. So even this is 450 metre gain. It's a lot easier. 10 times easier. The hard part's going to be in this humidity and getting close to midday, whereas the hottest time of the day is trying to get back to the car. We have probably a 2-hour walk back to the car. Just remember when we got back up on the fire trail 2 weeks ago, we had an hour walk back to the car and we were buggered. Today we've got a 2-hour walk. But I don't care, we're nice and close to Julie's home, and the eatery that we're stopping in at is not too far away from where we parked the car. Honest opinion, Julie, was that harder or not? No way in the world. No way in the world you can say that was harder. We're at the car park. So, and those people drove right here. So Julie mentioned to me down when we were at the pool there, we should come back and have a picnic down there with a whole bunch of friends and maybe their kids, but drive to this car park here. And I said, absolutely. If we ever come back here again, we won't do that walk, we'll actually drive here. So these two cars, these two people, are the ones that we've seen on the track. So they've gone down for a swim also. Now Julie's going to make an executive decision here. I want to go back this way towards the car park and splash myself in the with the basin in the dunnies, but Julie reckons that it might be quick. There's no basin. Julie reckons it might be quicker to walk on the actual trail. So this is Red Hand Caves track, and it was 13 kilometres from the gates at the start. Now from down there it's probably a kilometre up to here, so we've got a 12-kilometre walk here, so this makes sense, 2 hours, because 6 kilometres in on the Weenie Gap Trail took us an hour, so we've got a 2-hour walk here. It did say 1.5 that way, Jules, so I think they're relatively the same. That would be my decision to go that way, but I'll leave it to her. Between me and you, Julie doesn't have a clue, so I'll be prepared to walk the extra distance, but her navigational skills aren't the best. I actually hope she chooses the wrong way and we have to walk 4 hours. Just coming up to this section we thought was the walk down the Kanuka Trail to Grey Hat. So we have decided to go back to the Red Hands car park and walk, I think it's the link track back. So this is the initial one that we thought, should we walk down here or should we head up a little bit further? But as you know, notice there's no car park here on this side. So. And there's the car park just down there. So hopefully there'll be some sort of basin or something down there with water. Julie reckons there's not. Or I can wet my hat, have a bit of a sip, and then continue on. There's a gentleman down there. Can you see the guy down there, Jules? He's walking up. I bet you he's looking at Google Maps. I bet you he's looking for Grey Hat Falls as well. Let's see what he says. Had a whole bunch of mountain bike riders turn up. Yeah, no, it's a big party. So you're positive there's no tap here, Jules? Did you start right from the top?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to here?
Oh.
An hour, you reckon, riding?
No, we came into Glenbrook, we've been up there and then back again and out.
Oh, I see. No, how long do you think the ride takes from here to up to Glenbrook? Would you do it in an hour?
From here, back to Glenbrook?
Yeah. Back to the gates, you know, to...
Oh, 40 minutes?
Oh, 40 minutes, yeah.
17 minutes from here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not 40 minutes from there.
So even less.
No, yeah, it'd be about 40 minutes. Because then you've got the long downhill. Yeah.
Okay, so 2-hour walk, 40 minutes ride. Yeah, awesome. Okay, we'll know for next time. We'll get our BMX bikes. Max, okay, Norris, thanks for that. See ya. 40 minutes on a bike. It makes it a bit easier. Okay.
Maybe we should hitchhike him.
You really want to get a lift back, do you?
I'm not looking for a 2-hour walk.
Oh, we're doing okay for timing. Okay, that's it, guys. We're back to the Red Hands Cave car park. Park gates close at 7 p.m. Causeway via Campfire Creek. That's where we need to get to the causeway. So the next time I'm going to turn this camera on is the causeway. Just to let you guys know, we're walking on this link track. And my advice would be, if you ever do this loop walk, come up the way that we did through the Red Hands Cave Trail, where the causeway is there, because this is just down, completely down on this link track. I wouldn't want to walk up here, so if you're thinking about walking it from the bottom Red Hands car park, don't do it, because this is straight up. We have just been continuously walking down and on flat surface. This has been absolutely a breeze so far. You can see how far down we are. We've reached the creek down here. So that's my advice would be, get to the causeway. Once that track opens back up in May, head up that way. I would take in Grey Hat Falls and then come back the link trail, and it's all downhill. Absolutely, so far, all downhill, as you can see in front of me. So I had no idea there's a creek crossing here. So we're down to the creek here. Be mighty careful. Jules is just going to take a pic. I think I'll cross. See how slippery it is. Oh, it's a grippy rock. We've got an old sign. I just mentioned to Jules before, I think once they finish the other track, the Red Hands Cave track, they're definitely going to come on the link track and fix all those stairs. They've also been flood damaged. So whatever this creek is here, I think has been flooded and managed all the way up there. The cicadas have just started nice and loud. There's the red gums over there. We've come across 4 walkers, 3 in one group and 1 gentleman doing it all alone, and he's doing the complete loop all the way around. Got a little area here where he could sit down and have a bit of a drink or a feed. Another creek crossing. I asked Julie if she wanted to stop, but I think she's keen to get over and have some sort of blanc and a nice hearty mains meal. Where are you, cicada? I can hear ya. I can hear ya. And there you are. Oh no, that's not you. I can't see ya. This is how I learned to climb trees back in the day. I used to collect cicadas. He is here somewhere. I don't know where. My eyes aren't the best anymore. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick up the redness of this gum. If it is a gum tree, I think it is. Look at it weeping and shedding. Actually, it might not be a gum tree. Oh, there is some in the distance here. Oh, I don't know where Julie is. I've been walking at a fast pace. I can't manage to catch up with her. She wants to get home, that girl. once again I've been very surprised. I've come along here, I've seen Julie in the distance, and would you believe we have reached the area where it's closed off. So this is where we went to Red Hand's Cave up this way. So we don't have all that long to go now. We have flown by. Did you see that runner? Amazing, he was running. He had that thing on his back where he would sip on water, didn't he? That to me is a huge shock. I feel pretty good. I could still go for a couple of hours, and we don't have very long to go to the causeway. And then it's just that big steep climb up to... That's what, sorry? An hour to the car, yeah. That's going to be a killer walk up that road, but the Oaks Trail Road, I think it's called. But we have reached it. That's the way we went there. So I'm trying to work out what's better. This is definitely better because it was not as steep. If you head up this way and do the loop around that way, this way is a very high climb. My advice would be, once this reopens, go all the way around, taking grey hat, and come straight back down this road. Not far now, kids. I think we've gone over our last bridge that these guys have just completed, and we're nearly back to the causeway. We have seen one other couple come this way. That was about it. This was the wheelbarrow from the start of the day. So we're very, very close now. Whew. Another mammoth walk, but man, well worth it. Another one in the memory banks. Another one for when I retire and don't do much or can't do much anymore, that I can sit back, enjoy my cordial, look back and think, man, I got to do a lot of things when I was a lot younger. But my inspiration is Pete from the Illawarra Scrambles. Whenever I feel pain or that I can't do something, that man was 77 years of age. I'm only 53, so I'll be going for at least until I'm 77, and any year after that's a bonus. But if Pete could do it, then he's my inspiration. That man was walking bare feet up and down those mountains there, so that broke his nose. And if that gent can do it, then surely hell I can do it. We've just passed the huge undercliff a little bit further along the track there, so we must be close now. I remember that at the start of the day, although it must have been, oh, there's the road in the distance. It must have been dark through here, I think. I can't remember, so long ago. Well done, well done. Notice how there was no arms at Weenie Gap Trail. Julie hated that one. But now we're just going to have to climb up the, or walk up the big road. That's about it. Oh, wow. Oh, there's that other, that must be the Oaks track. The Oaks singles track. Oh, so we went up the Campfire Creek track. So that's the one we went up. And that, I'm pretty sure that's the Oaks Singles Trail. Wow. Wowee. There's a few boys walking across the causeway. This reminds me, as I said at the start of the day, at Audley, there when you first go down into the Royal National Park over there towards Sutherland. So that's the road that you would take to head all the way around. Where those mountain bike riders were, they said they'd done a couple of trips up and back, up and back. And if that wasn't so steep up that way, if you could head straight up there, that would take you to Jelly Bean Road, and you've got Jelly Bean track, and it takes you straight up to the start of the gates that were closed this morning. So this will be the last time I film from down here. I'll turn on the camera one last time when we reach the car. This is going to be a killer. Up this way, though. No, I'll beat you up that way. That was the long way around there. That's the long way down there. Okay, we'll see who wins. Alright, Julie's going to go down Jellybean Road. The only reason why I came down there to see if we could come through the bush. Alright. I'm not running. I'm not running at all. You come up your track. I'll be able to hear your footsteps. She's going to come up the Jellybean track. I'm going to go up the roadway here. By the time she reaches the track, I should be up the top here. So anyway, we'll start filming up here. See who was first, Julesy or myself. Walk smarter, not harder. I don't know why Jules chose that way. I can still see the sign just through there. I might as well have a break. Oh, come on, Julie. We could be feasting at the Glenbrook Panthers bowler by now. You've just given yourself an extra 400 metres. You know what? Where I'm sitting here at the moment, I can see the sign that you turned down. Is there any taps up here? Yeah. I need a drink. That thing there is a sight for sore eyes. I've cleaned up the rings. How beautiful they've come out. Back to brand new. They did say that the print would wear off, but in the time that I've used these, which is probably 3 or 4 times now, the print is still going strong. One last walk over the train bridge. We're back to Ranch Avenue. There they go. They're paying to get in the park. We've saved ourselves $8. Julie's walking along the track. That's it, guys. The last bit, just over this little bridge that takes you into the Blue Mountains National Park. This is where we started. You actually can park just down in here. They don't charge you for anything down there, so we could have parked there and saved ourselves a little bit of a walk. And we've been very lucky. The sun has just come out now. There's the Blue Mountains line heading east, I gather, towards the city, and that one heads up towards Springwood and Lithgow west. What a walk. Very, very, very good. Very enjoyable. I feel pretty good. Once I have some lunch, I think I'll feel even better. Ranch Avenue has been our host for Julie's vehicle. So as soon as I see that in plain sight, I will bid you guys farewell. Julie wants to get the aircon on. So until we see one other again on the next adventure or explore, adios.